Hello, loyal viewers of the entertainment world. Have you ever wondered what happens behind the most moving moments on the America's Got Talent, AGT, stage? We all watched as a singer from New Orleans, Jordan Blue, stepped onto the stage full of doubt, only to then shake the entire studio with his extraordinary voice. The moment was so powerful, so full of emotion, that it made veteran judge Howie Mandel not hesitate to press the iconic golden buzzer. But behind that applause and those tears lies a deeper story, a journey that will make you understand why that moment was so special. We will thoroughly investigate who Jordan Blue truly is, the man behind the iconic golden buzzer. Before we begin, please support us by hitting the like button, share this video with your friends, and make sure you are subscribed to our channel so you don't miss out on other exclusive videos. Let's dive into his story. Born from a musical city full of struggle, viewers, our report begins from the roots of Jordan Blue, in a city that gave birth to jazz music but holds a deep story of struggle. Jordan is not someone who was born with privilege. He comes from New Orleans, a city known for its rich melodies, but also has another side full of challenges. Since he was a child, Jordan has been familiar with the melodies that flow through every street corner. The sweet sound of a saxophone, the blues lyrics that echo from small cafes, and the rhythm of a marching band filling the air, all of it became an inseparable part of his daily life. However, behind that musical richness, Jordan and his family had to fight hard every day. His father worked as a stevedore at the port, a tiring and often dangerous job, while his mother was a home tailor who never stopped sewing until late at night to meet the family's needs. Little Jordan often saw his parents working tirelessly, and that sight instilled in him a strong determination to change his fate. With all the limitations, he did not have money for music lessons or to buy expensive instruments. The only instrument he had was his voice, a natural gift that he developed himself. Jordan learned to sing by himself, imitating the style and technique of legendary singers he heard from his father's old radio. Every night, after helping his mother tidy up the sewing scraps, Jordan would sit on the simple porch of his house, singing under the stars. He sang songs about his dreams, about longing, and about the hope he held tight. His voice became an escape from the harshness of life, and that small stage on the porch was where he found peace. From there, he began to build the emotional foundation that would one day shake the world stage. Every note he released was not just a song, but a pouring out of the heart of a child fighting to see a smile on his parents' faces. This is the beginning of everything, viewers. Past trauma and the inspiration behind the song. In the midst of his struggles, Jordan had to face a tragedy that changed his life forever, an event that was the main reason behind his golden buzzer. When he was still a teenager, a big fire hit the dense area where he lived. His father, who was on duty, heroically tried to save several residents, but he was trapped and lost his life in the fire. The tragic event destroyed Jordan. He lost his role model, hero, and the source of his strength that had been the foundation of his life. The grief was so deep that Jordan could no longer sing. His voice that was once a source of happiness, now felt heavy and filled with an indescribable pain. For years, he lived in silence, refusing to touch music, even when his mother tried to encourage him. He felt as if music had betrayed him, taking the one thing he loved the most. Until one day, by accident, he heard the song Breakeven by The Script. The lyrics, "I'm still alive but I'm just breathing," seemed to describe exactly what he was feeling. The song was not just a song, but a reflection of his shattered soul. The song tells about loss, about how a person can continue to live but feel empty inside. Jordan found himself crying when he heard it, and for the first time in a long time, he felt a strong urge to sing again. The song Breakeven became a therapy for him. Through that song, he not only remembered his father, but also learned to accept the sadness and turn it into strength. He started singing again, but this time with an emotion that was much deeper, much more sincere, because every note was an acknowledgement of his pain. The choice of this song for the AGT audition was not a coincidence. This is part of his healing process. This is a tribute to his father, and a statement that he has found his lost soul again. The difficult journey to AGT, an audition full of doubt, viewers. Even though Jordan Blue had found his voice again, the road to the AGT stage was not easy and was full of trials. He tried to audition for various local talent shows multiple times, but was always rejected. The judges said his voice was too emotional, too dark, or not suitable for the commercial industry. Rejection after rejection made doubt creep back into his heart. He felt that his dream was too big for someone like him to achieve. He began to question whether he really had talent or was just dreaming too high. However, his mother, who had always been his fortress of strength, never gave up. One night, his mother secretly signed Jordan up for the AGT auditions in New Orleans. Jordan was angry and refused adamantly. He did not want to feel the pain of rejection again. He was tired of fighting. But his mother looked him in the eyes and said, "My son, your father always believed in you. He always said your voice is a gift from him. Show the world what you have and never let fear stop you." Those words stirred Jordan's heart. He agreed to go, but on one condition: he would go without hope. He just wanted to sing, give his best, and if he failed, he would return to New Orleans and forget his dream forever. When he arrived at the audition, Jordan felt very small and insignificant. He saw hundreds of other people who looked more prepared, more confident, and had better instruments. He felt that he had no place there. However, when his name was called, he strengthened his resolve. He walked onto the stage not as someone looking for fame, but as someone trying to fulfill his promise to himself and his father. The doubt was still there, but his determination to give his best was much stronger. The moments of the audition that changed everything. Viewers, this is the most anticipated moment, the moments that changed everything for Jordan Blue. When he stepped onto the stage, the atmosphere felt cold and unfamiliar. He was face to face with 4 legendary judges, including Simon Cowell and Howie Mandel. Howie's face, known for his cheerful humor, looked serious, as if he was thinking about something else and didn't really care. Jordan introduced himself with a trembling voice, saying that he was going to sing the song Breakeven. There was a small murmur from the audience, as if they were already familiar with the song. But when Jordan started to sing, a miracle happened. His voice, which had been full of doubt, now transformed into a voice full of power and pure emotion. He was not just singing, he was telling a story. Every lyric he sang was an acknowledgement, an outpouring of emotion that was so sincere. He was not thinking about notes or technique, he was just thinking about his father and the pain he felt. He sang the song with all his soul, and tears began to fall down his face. The entire studio fell into complete silence, as if everyone was holding their breath. Simon Cowell, who is usually hard to impress, was seen staring at the stage with an expression of awe, and his eyes radiated admiration. Sofia Vergara wiped away tears, and Heidi Klum looked very moved, clasping her hands to her chest. But the most surprising was Howie Mandel. His face, which had been rigid and expressionless, now became very emotional. He looked at Jordan with a look filled with deep pain and empathy. When Jordan finished, he could no longer hold back his tears. He bowed, and the entire studio immediately erupted with incredible applause. A standing ovation that truly came from the heart. Howie Mandel's unexpected reaction and the reason for the golden buzzer. Viewers, after Jordan finished singing, the judges seemed to be at a loss for words. Sofia Vergara was the first to speak, her voice trembling with emotion. "I don't know what to say. You touched my heart in a way I never expected." Heidi Klum said, "Your voice has the power to make us all feel. That is a very rare thing on this stage." Simon Cowell, with his characteristic poker face, said, "I don't know what's going on between us, but that was the best thing I've seen all day. I don't know why, but I'm very moved." And then it was Howie Mandel's turn. He did not speak. He just stood, his eyes teary, and with an expression full of determination, he pressed the golden buzzer with all his might. The golden confetti filled the stage, ending all doubt and speculation. Jordan could not believe his eyes. He cried, and Howie Mandel immediately went up to the stage, hugging him tightly. In that very private moment, Howie whispered, "You touched my heart, kid. Thank you." Later, in an exclusive interview, Howie Mandel revealed the reason behind his golden buzzer. He said that he had also experienced a deep loss in his life. When Jordan sang the song Breakeven, Howie felt every word of that song. He saw himself in Jordan, someone who had the courage to turn pain into art. The song was not just a song, but a bridge that connected 2 souls who had both felt the pain of loss. Howie did not just give the golden buzzer for Jordan's talent, but also for his courage, for his sincerity, and for his inspiring story. The golden buzzer was a symbol, an acknowledgement that music can be a power to heal wounds and change lives. Vocal analysis. Why Breakeven was so perfect? Our team conducted an in-depth analysis of Jordan Blue's performance, and the results are very surprising. Many music critics and vocal experts agree. His performance was not only emotionally good, but also technically. The song Breakeven has a very challenging vocal range with a fast transition between falsetto and chest voice. However, Jordan did it so smoothly, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. His voice has a quality called grit, which is a slightly hoarse and rough voice, which gives character and depth to his performance. This quality is very suitable for singing blues and soul songs, and that's what makes his voice feel so authentic and honest. In addition, Jordan's pitch control was perfect. He never missed a note, even when he was pouring out such strong emotions. This shows that he has extraordinary control over his voice, even though he never took professional vocal lessons. The most prominent thing about his performance was the dynamics. Jordan knew exactly when to sing softly and when to release all the vocal power he had. The transition from a barely audible whisper to a booming belt was done very smoothly, making every lyric feel like an emotional explosion. All these elements, an authentic voice, perfect control, and extraordinary dynamics, came together to create a performance that was not only technically perfect, but also emotionally. He was not just singing, he was painting a picture, and every note was his brush. That's what made the Breakeven performance so perfect and unforgettable, a performance that will continue to be studied by musicians in the future. Life after the golden buzzer. From despair to a grand stage. Viewers, after receiving the golden buzzer, Jordan Blue's life changed 180 degrees. He, who was once just an ordinary young man from New Orleans who worked odd jobs, is now in the global spotlight. Interviews, offers from major record labels, and millions of followers on social media flooded him. Jordan felt shocked and overwhelmed by all the attention. He, who used to prefer to be alone, now had to learn to be a public figure. However, we observed that Jordan remained humble. He used his popularity for positive things. He returned to New Orleans and held a small concert in the place where he used to sing on the streets. He used the money from AGT to help his community, rebuilding houses that were destroyed by the fire, and establishing a small foundation to help underprivileged children pursue their dreams in music. He wanted to show the world that he never forgot where he came from. The journey from the streets of New Orleans to the grand AGT stage is a true testament that a golden buzzer is not just an acknowledgement of talent, but also an opportunity to change lives, not only for himself, but also for others. Jordan did not just become a star, he became an inspiration, a symbol of hope for all people who feel they never had a chance. The live show round. The burden of hope and the second proof in the live show round, the pressure on Jordan Blue was much greater than before. He was no longer an unknown underdog, he was a golden buzzer recipient. Millions of people placed their hopes in him, and the media was constantly watching him. Jordan knew that he had to give a better performance than his audition. He chose a very difficult song, a song that he wrote himself about his journey. The song tells about how he fought against fear and doubt, and how he finally found himself again. On the stage, he looked very nervous and anxious, but when he started to sing, all that fear disappeared. His voice filled the arena, and the lyrics he sang felt so personal. He was not trying to be perfect, he was just trying to be honest. His performance received a longer standing ovation than his audition, and the judges looked very moved. Simon Cowell said, "Jordan, you are a true artist. You don't just sing, you share your soul with us." This performance proved that Jordan not only has talent, but also has the perseverance and courage to face pressure. He did not just meet expectations, he far exceeded them, and he showed the world that he deserved to be in the next round. Human impact. An inspiring story for everyone. The story of Jordan Blue is not just about music or competition. It is about an extraordinary human impact. His story, from someone who struggled from a challenging city to becoming a star on the world stage, has inspired millions of people all over the world. We have received reports from various parts of the world about how people who are struggling, who feel hopeless, who have lost hope, found their strength again after hearing Jordan's story. A teenager who was bullied said that Jordan's voice gave him the courage to face his days. A single mother who works hard said that Jordan's story gave her hope for her child's future. Jordan's story is a true testament that music can be more than just entertainment. It can be a therapy, a power, and an inspiration. He does not just sing, he touches hearts. He does not just compete, he inspires. Jordan Blue has succeeded in creating a movement, a phenomenon that goes far beyond the AGT stage. He is someone who is worthy of being celebrated, not only because of his talent, but also because of his big heart. Towards the peak. Does Jordan Blue deserve to be the AGT champion? Viewers, after all that we have witnessed and delved into, the question is, does Jordan Blue deserve to be the AGT champion? Based on our analysis, the answer is very clear. Yes. He not only has an extraordinary vocal talent, but also has a strong, honest, and inspiring story. He came to the stage with a sincere intention, without seeking fame, but only wanting to share his voice. He represents millions of people who do not have the opportunity to be heard, and he has become the voice for those who are hopeless. Jordan's journey is proof that a golden buzzer is not the end of everything, but rather a beginning. He has proven himself in every round, he has faced challenges, and he has succeeded in touching everyone's heart. He is a symbol of hope, perseverance, and courage. Jordan Blue is a champion, regardless of the final result. He has won something far more valuable than a championship title. He has won the hearts of millions of people and inspired them to never give up on their dreams. Thank you for watching. You can find other interesting videos on our channel's playlist.